mynews.studio.
Sunflowers and solar panels are now side by side on Vatican property. How did the smallest country on Earth manage to move ahead of global powers when it comes to renewables?
Today's date is June 17, 2025. The Vatican has just become the first country to rely fully on renewable energy. That's a significant milestone, but how did they actually manage this?
It really began at the top. Pope Francis issued an apostolic letter called Fratello Sole, which gave special authority to two Vatican officials. That way, they could bypass a lot of standard bureaucracy and move quickly.
But where did they actually install all these solar panels? The Vatican itself is tiny.
They used their property at Santa Maria de Galleria, which is just outside Rome. It's about 424 hectares. That's where Vatican Radio is based, so the land was already owned. No need for new purchases, which helped keep costs down and logistics simple.
And who built the facility? Was this handled locally, or did they bring in outside partners?
The actual installation was done by ACEA, an Italian energy company. They managed to finish the entire photovoltaic project in just 6 months.
6 months is quick. How do they finance it? Was it mostly donations? Outside investment?
Mostly internal resources. There haven't been clear details about any external funding, but what stands out is the reliance on coordinated, high-level planning rather than lots of small fundraising efforts.
Is this approach something that other small states or religious groups could actually use? Not everyone owns land outside their own borders.
That's a fair point. The Vatican situation is unusual, but their strategy, using available assets, streamlining leadership, and focusing on internal investment, could be adapted by other organizations, especially those with underused property.
How does this fit in with Pope Francis's wider environmental platform?
It's really the result of a decade of advocacy. Remember his 2015 encyclical, Laudato Si'? That set the stage. The Vatican joined the UN climate framework in 2022. So this solar project is part of a broader ethical and policy effort.
What's been the reaction so far? Are we seeing other faith groups take similar steps?
There's definite momentum. The Vatican's move has prompted dioceses and religious organizations to consider renewables. It's also sparked debate in Italy, since there are new restrictions on solar projects in farmland areas, while the Vatican's agrivoltaic approach demonstrates that farming and solar panels can actually work together.
Is there data showing that agrivoltaics, using land for both crops and solar panels, actually benefits farming?
Early results are encouraging. The Vatican system combines crops and solar panels, which can help reduce water loss and, for some types of plants, even improve yields. It's not a cure-all, but it's promising.
Beyond the technical achievements, what's the main takeaway here?
The main lesson is that even a small, tradition-rich country can lead by example. The Vatican is showing that energy independence and carbon neutrality are possible if there's real commitment and a willingness to innovate.
Is this the endpoint, or do they have plans to go further?
They're not finished. The Vatican is planning to upgrade heating systems and keep adding new technologies. At the same time, they have to balance all this with preserving historic buildings, which is always a complex task there.
Does this set the Vatican up as a leader in ethical climate action on a global stage?
Yes, that's a big aspect. For many people, having the Vatican's moral support gives added weight to the climate discussion. It's a signal, both technically and ethically.
Do you think this will push other governments or organizations to move faster?
It's possible. When a country as small and deeply traditional as the Vatican can make this transition, it puts more pressure on others to act. It really removes some of the usual barriers people point to.
So the Vatican's solar story is really about faith, policy, and practical innovation coming together.
That's right. It's a direct call to anyone who thinks change is out of reach.
Today we've seen how the Vatican turned a vision into reality, overcoming obstacles through leadership and creative use of resources.
Their approach, using what's already there, acting decisively, and leading by example, has lessons for both small countries and large institutions.
Thanks for joining us as we explored the Vatican's renewable energy achievement.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.